Welcome to another video in the Skillful Living series. We have been talking so far about 4 paths. We talked about 2 of them in some detail. These are paths to living well, to finding a life that we can live at peace with ourselves and with our environment, with our external world. We've talked about Karma Yoga, the path of action, and Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge and understanding. Both of them eventually lead to action because knowledge and understanding are not worth very much until we start to apply them through action. So now that you are perhaps ready to take action in a certain way along the path of Karma Yoga, or Jnana Yoga, or a mix of the two, I want to take a little break from a discussion of the remaining 2 paths and share a story which I find quite useful in life, especially when we are contemplating action. So this is a story, it's a folk tale which comes to us from a couple of different countries, as folk tales often do. So I'm going to set my telling of it in India. A long time ago in India, there was a water carrier, a man who used to deliver water to people's homes. So he would collect water from a river and take it to different homes. One home in particular, which was a big mansion on the top of a small hill. So he had to walk uphill, and he used to carry his water in 2 jars. So he would carry these jars of water up the hill every day, deliver it to the mansion. There was a lady there who would take it from him. And then he delivered elsewhere in the village as well. But this was his main income was from this mansion. And one day he found that one of the jars had gotten a little bit cracked, but it could still hold water, so he carried on. It was just that by the time he got to the mansion, which was quite a walk and uphill, the cracked jar would have leaked some of the water. So he found he had to do not 1 trip, but 2 trips to be able to deliver enough water to this mansion. And this went on for a while. One day he was just resting by the river before he filled up his jars to start the journey, when he heard a little bit of crying. And he looked down and he found the cracked jar. He was very sad and he was crying. Remember, this is a folk tale, so these things can happen. So he said to the jar, he says, "Hey, what's the matter? Why are you so upset?" So the jar said, "I feel really bad. Because of me, you have to do 2 trips instead of 1. You walk so much extra. I'm so imperfect. I'm cracked. The other jar is perfect. It's beautiful." So the water carrier said, "Don't feel sad. I quite like the exercise. It's a beautiful walk. And actually I am able to deliver a little more water than I used to. So the people at the mansion are also happy, because when I do 2 trips, they get a little bit more, even though we lose some of the water." But the cracked jar was not to be consoled. And it continued to say, "No, I feel really bad. I'm so flawed. I'm so imperfect." So the water carrier said, "Okay, listen to me. I'm going to fill you up. I'm going to fill up both the jars, and I'm going to make that trip to the mansion. And I want you to look very carefully at the side of the road. Okay? And when we reach the mansion, you can tell me what you saw." So the jar says, "Okay, if that's what you want, fine." So they start the journey with both the jars full. And of course the cracked jar is leaking a little bit of water along the way. But anyway, they get to the top of the mansion. The water carrier delivers this first load. And he says to the cracked jar, as they're about to start down the hill again, he says, "Okay, I want you to do the same thing now on the journey back to the river. Just look to the side of the road and observe everything you see." So the cracked jar says, "Okay, as you like." So off they go back to the river, and when they reach the river, they take a break. The water carrier sits down by the side of the river, and he asks the jar, the cracked jar, he says, "Okay, now tell me what you saw." So he says, "Okay, when we were going up, I saw a lot of greenery by the side of the road. I saw lots of plants, some beautiful flowers, and I saw a young man came and picked some of the flowers and took them away." So the water carrier said, "Do you have any idea why he did that?" Mm, I'm guessing he was taking them for his wife or his girlfriend. And she must have been really happy to get the flowers. So the water carrier said, "Yes." "Okay, did you see anything else?" "Yeah, I saw some people walking among the plants and the flowers, some couples, some older people as well. They seemed happy to be walking along that path." So the water carrier said, "Okay, great. Now tell me what you saw on the return journey when you were on the other side of the road." "Well, I just saw the road and some sort of earth next to it, but no plants, nothing much to see, just basically the road." So the water carrier said, "Do you know why there's this difference between the two sides of the road?" Not sure. "Why?" "Because when I go up with the water, you're on the left side of the road, and as we go along, you're watering the side of the road, the path beside the road. And because of that water, there are a lot of plants and wild flowers growing on that side of the road. And people are happy when they see those flowers. It adds joy to people's lives and beauty to the world. But when we come back, there's no water. You are not leaking any more water because you don't have any water. And on that side of the road, on the right side of this road, this path, when we go up, there's no water leaking because the perfect jar is on that side." So you see, by being imperfect, you're actually adding beauty and value to the world. It's okay to be somewhat flawed. It's okay to be imperfect, so long as you're still doing something good. Now, why am I sharing this story today? Because as you get ready to start taking action, right action, good action, don't worry if you're not quite sure if you're acting perfectly or not. Start the journey, start the process. Perfection will come in its own time. But don't just sit there not taking any action because you're afraid that you may not be perfect. Accept yourself as you are today. And tomorrow, who knows, you may be better, that's fine. But accept yourself as you are today. And start taking action based on your knowledge, on your understanding of life. That's all I wanted to share today. Thank you for listening. As you know, all the videos are available on YouTube and on other social media in case you want to go back to any of them. And also, there are a few meditations in some of the earlier videos, so please don't forget your meditation practice. Thank you. I will see you next week.